Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read-through for Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, chapters 212 onward, and it'll take a little bit of explaining to see how many we're going to get to this week. But yeah, I've been told to do 217 to 220 together as 4, and any of you can veto that or tell me otherwise if you want me to do, if I do 3 this week, do 3 next week, then 3 the week after. If you'd rather me do it that way, then let me know, depending on how many we get to. But again, we'll see. I don't even know how many I'm getting to quite yet, but I will explain. But then once I get to 220, I've said before I'll do a character ranking. Once I do the character ranking, I don't know if I'll go back and forth doing reviews and reactions since we'll be pretty much caught up, or if I'll just do reactions and then cut in reviews instead whenever I get a review done. But if there's anything that you want me to specifically get to, whether in the reviews or as their own videos, if you have any suggestions, then you know, they might not all be full things that I can make a full video on, but if there are specific things you want me to get to while I'm doing discussions anyway, then I think it's probably good to ask you. So for this week, since we have 5 chapters until we get to 217, and I have heard that people were saying that the coming chapters were kind of short, and I remembered from months ago, I was seeing comments a lot when it came to ORV that the chapters were really, really short. And now I'm getting into late 2024 stuff. So since I'm in late 2024 stuff, I might be getting to the area that people were talking about weekly back then, where chapters might be kind of short. So because of that, I'm going to read this week and I'll do 2 chapters. And if the 2 chapters are significantly, like noticeably shorter than 30 minutes, I'll do the 3rd chapter. And if we do all 3 chapters in less than 30 minutes, I'll just do a 4th and 5th one. And then we'll do 17 through 20 next time. Again, if I only get to 3 this time though, and you want me to do 3 and then 3, then that's great. But it's like I said before, I've specifically said like the past 2 or 3 weeks in a row that we're going to do shorter videos for ORV. We're going to do less. I, to be brutally honest with you, was really not, like, when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, crap, I have to do ORV today. There's so many other videos I want to do. But then over the course of the day, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm excited for ORV. Let's do ORV. But it just, it was still annoying after specifically continuing to say, hey, we're going to do less. We're nearly caught up, to still have people saying, oh yeah, do 5 chapters. Like, come on. But we'll see. We might end up doing 5 chapters. They might end up being short. But if people really like, and the thing too is, you all got a chapter a week. You didn't read 217 to 220 together. So we'll see how things end up. We'll see what you say. If you think I should do 3, 3, and 3, if I end up doing all 5 this week, we'll just see how things end up. And I don't think there's anything else I left or that I wanted to say, because I did want to mention to give me any discussions you wanted me to get to once we're past 220, so that I could think of either adding those to the reviews or making them their own videos. But I think that's about it. If there's anything else to think about in terms of Omniscient Reader, I'll talk about it. Oh yeah, there was one more thing. I'll talk about it as we read the chapters. The one more thing is, I really appreciated and loved all the people in the comments that were like, oh, I like that you actually take your time with Omniscient Reader and that you discuss it and are in depth trying to talk about the philosophy behind it, or guess what happens next, or the like how deep and intricate the characters are. I really like that you're so analytical about the series, and I think it's funny because you think that because ORV is really good. You think that because ORV is just good all the time. So when I'm analyzing, like when I'm like analyzing the series, when I'm talking about the things I like about it or the things I think about it, it's just good. Like if ORV wasn't a good series and I was like breaking down all my problems with it, then you would probably not be having as much fun. Like, we have seen the low points of Tower of God, we've seen the low points of One Piece, but like analyzing ORV is a good thing because ORV is good. So either way, let's start reading with 212. Is your final goal to reach the end of all scenarios? And that's where we left off last time. Well, you could say that. Can you promise me that you won't give up on that goal of yours no matter what? What's gotten into him all of a sudden? Of course I won't, but why do you ask? Never mind. Feels very tsundere with this reading. This doesn't look too good. The only time Junghyeok twitches his left eyebrow is when he's made an important decision, most of which led to his death. Oh god. Hey, wait. Let go of me. I'm going first. I was the first to decide to come. We have the argument between Gil-young and Soo-young. And then... Yusung. Sorry. Even today I'm getting the names mixed up. The characters I'm not getting mixed up, but the names. And then, Mr. Dokja, I will now announce the participants of the 10th scenario. And again, I think he was asking him that just to maybe test and make sure that they were kind of on the same page and that it is a good decision for him to just work. Like, he's called Dokja his ally before, but to like actually work with him, since both of them are going to need to, they're the top two, right? So they're going to need to do the playground schoolyard team picking. Now we have 73rd Demon King Part 3. Wait, how can you just decide something like that on your own? We'll split into two teams, my team and Dokja's team. There will be 4 members in each team. Here are the members of my team, so they aren't going to pick back and forth. He's just going to make his decisions. Lee Hyun-sung, and then Shak, Gong Pil-du, Lee Ji-hye, and she's so excited, Lee Sol-hwa, Sol-hwa, the lurking legend, doing nothing and just tagging along with the main crew. So he didn't pick his sister, though, so she's not going to be around here. Then again, she is truly MIA, truly UMIA. That will be all. Dokja's team will consist of Junghyeok, and they changed the spelling. Then Shin Yusung, Lee Gil-young, and they kept the EO for Gil-young, Yusanga. These 4 people. I want to be on your team, Jongja. We're going together, so it won't matter. Okay. I guess Junghyeok already worked him like a dog. Congratulations on your resurrection. I know this isn't the first time, but I don't think I'll ever get used to it. It might make me sad if you actually do. Could I ask for your ranks first? You do know that you have to be ranked within the top 10 to make it into the scenario, right? I'm 4th. Okay, Lee Bok-sun passed her rank on to me. Yusung and I are 9th and 8th, Dokja. I'm ranked higher than her, of course. I'm ranked 5th. So they really got up there within a short amount of time, because they were not ranked very highly before. And Mr. Gong is in tier since he went to move up in rank. The same goes for Miss Han Soo-young. Okay. She didn't seem to be on the list. Does that mean you won't be taking her with you? No, we need her. She comes in quite handy. I see. Come to think of it, it's only Sang-ah who knows that Soo-young was the first disciple. This must not sit right with her. But only 10 people can move upstairs, so how will you take her? Only 10 people are allowed in according to the rules, but there's a hidden piece that allows us to take one more. There's an item you can purchase in Dark Castle, called the 6-man card. It allows an extra person to participate in the upcoming scenario. Hidden piece again? Isn't there anything else you can tell us? You and Junghyeok always keep everything to yourselves. You two are quite alike in that aspect. I'm offended. I knew Dokja would be offended. I am offended that you'd compare me to someone like him. Have you by any chance heard? I just love Dokja and Yu Junghyeok so much. Have you ever heard of a being called a Demon King? There are a total of 72 beings who have been given the title of Demon King by the Star Stream. Alright? They each have their own modifier, like the constellations, and each had a dominion of their own, or over their own demonic realm. Okay, so they are their own things. Like, rather than being constellations, or oh god, what is the word I'm looking? I am blanking on words today. I recorded another video before this, and I was blanking on words. Constellations or incarnations. Are they like the king of demons or something? Okay. I know what that is. I've seen them in anime all the time. You're right, they're very similar. In the 10th scenario, we'll be fighting against a Demon King. This is how TWSA describes Demon Kings: constellations who refused ascension. They're constellations who chose to remain behind in the human realm in the literal sense. They mock the constellations who obsess over star signs and still reside in these lands which even the Dokubi abandoned, which is probably why they don't get along too well with the constellations. They were especially hostile toward the constellations of the Pure Good Alignment. It's their hostility that became the basis for the Dark Castle scenario. It was designed specifically to satisfy the constellations. They get to see the incarnations fight while they watch Demon Kings die. I said I'm not going. I won't fight anymore. I don't want to fight against the Demon King. We have item rope of binding. I'm just going to camp out here until you clear the scenario, then get out of here. The 73rd Demon King isn't even a real Demon King. You know that, don't you? How could you hide out here for 4 days straight? There are only 72 Demon Kings who were given the title officially by the Starstream. However, this scenario is called the 73rd Demon King, which means that whoever is upstairs isn't an official Demon King. Since he's still called a Demon King, he'll be stronger than most of the foes we faced until now, but he won't be as powerful as the fabled constellations. There's a good chance we might win, but the difficulty might have been changed. Do you know how many times that happened because of you already? If you keep clearing the scenarios, all of you will end up dying. You know that all the nebulas have it out for you, don't you? I do, but I've been preparing myself too. Gil-young and Yusung to the back, and we hear a crash. Sung-ah, move to the front and I'll back you up. Okay. And we have everyone training together. Don't forget the timing that Dokja pointed out earlier. And we see more shots of them. Wait a minute. Did you analyze the Demon King's attack patterns? How much of it? Almost all of it. You must be out of your mind. Do you still think the upcoming scenario is going to be difficult? Have you all moved up in rank? Welcome back, Dokja. We're all ranked in the top 10 now. Jihye and Pildu were close to not making it, but they moved up in rank this morning. Automatically. That only happens when someone in the rank above them dies. Does that mean that someone in the top 10 suddenly died? Something's fishy. I really don't think I should go now. You're here, Dokja. So, I still don't really... So, Dokja's mom and her allies... Are they still alive? Did the two others just step down and Dokja's mom herself is still in a questionable situation to me? Because Dokja came back to life, but that was his spirit returning physically, but his mom was there with him. Did she just get, like, Kingdom Hearts opening, flying through the sky back to here? I really don't think I should go now. You're here, Dokja. Are you going to take that woman with you as well? Yikes. That's right. And then, Incarnation Yu Junghyeok has used the 6-man card. Incarnation Han Soo-young has been made a special scenario participant. Incarnation Han Soo-young has been made a member of Team Yu Junghyeok. What? Hey, come on, why am I in his team? We'll be heading out soon, so get ready, everyone. Hey, I don't want to go with him. Team Yu Junghyeok, and we see their team. Team Kim Dokja, and we see the other one. Why are you staring at me for? It's nothing. I just find this moment quite moving. This mix of people from the real world and the world of fiction. This is something only the reader of TWSA can truly appreciate. Yeah, that's really true. Alright. I'm now afraid of losing them. I mean... Not to hate on Seohwa, but does Dokja have any connection whatsoever to her? And Gongpil-do is also a little bit of a stretch. And then we see 73rd Demon King. Category main, difficulty double S, clear conditions. You're eligible to participate in the Dark Castle's final scenario. Choose the 4 rankers. Okay, this is just what we saw. I didn't know if there was going to be anything new with it here at the end. Okay. So that's it for that chapter. And we're going to read at least one more. It was a bit longer. Like, I thought these were going to be like actual short chapters, but this one was pretty hefty. It was very fun, though. Like I said, a transitional chapter to move us into stuff going into the future. But either way, let's go read 213. And even though I joked about them and everything, it is really, really nice last chapter getting to see more of the wider cast of ORV getting some more time on screen. That's always really nice to see. I do like as much as I talk about loving the main character so much and like loving certain specific characters so much, it is still nice to see everybody else too. And we get kind of a recap of last time, the last panel. You do know that we also have a 6-man, right? Okay. So she's still going to be around. Junghyeok also wanted to go with you. You'll be much more helpful to us now. Did you talk to Junghyeok? A little. We still didn't talk much. I trust your decision. After staring at me for so long, that's all my mother said to me. But I believe that we didn't talk much because the time hadn't come yet. Okay. That I am excited for when we get to it. Once the scenarios are over, I'm sure we'll get to talk a lot more. What? Okay, this panel composition is very odd for ORV. What is this pose? I don't feel like we get panel compositions that look like this very much. And also it being like a center frame panel. Let's get going. Okay. Man, the clowns look so good. This is a really, really nice setup. Yeah, I love the way this looks. I'm a little anxious that the nebulas are so quiet. Sangha, are you still in touch with Olympus? I couldn't reach them since 4 days ago. I was told that there was a split within Olympus right now. They must... Sorry, intrusive thought. I'm going to shove it down for now. I might say what I was going to say later. They must be fighting among themselves because of what happened 4 days ago. We're here. And now... This is kind of similar to where they moved up to the second floor last time. Gilyoung, Yusun, just do as you practice. Don't call the Chimera Dragon until I signal, okay? And Sangha, please protect Huiwon so she doesn't get hurt. The main damage dealer is Huiwon this time as well. I take it you all have trained hard enough. I like that we got to see them practicing their strategy ahead of time too. That's also a good addition. And we see the top two going in. Having a little husbands at the altar marriage moment. Sorry. I know the shippers. Very happy. The challengers' identities have been confirmed. Scenario Challenger, Dark Castle Rank 1, Yu Junghyeok, and Rank 2, Kim Dokja. Will you challenge the scenario? They both nod. And everyone starts to get transported. Okay. Now we have the 73rd Demon King Part 4. They're sent in here. You've now entered a new scenario area. Main scenario number 10, the 73rd Demon King has begun. Get ready, everyone. And then they nod. Sorry. Just thought that Huiwon's foot looks really weird here. It distracted me. I went up because at first it didn't look like it was connected to her leg. It looked like she was further back on the stairs. So I was like, did they just draw a random foot? But no, it's Huiwon's. Alright. Again, I really like the architecture here. Even though it's a bit different from the outside before they got sent up, obviously, it still is quite cool. Why is it so quiet? We should be able to sense the Demon King by now. He gets a red text box. An error has occurred within the scenario. Dokja, what's this? Dokja, this is quite different from what you told us. Someone's lying dead here. And we find dead people. Very odd. And then probability sparks? It's a probability storm. The supporting constellation must have done something drastic, but who and why? They're incarnations of Vedas and Papyrus. I met them before while traveling around the Dark Castle. They tried to get in touch with me. How did they end up here? Their ranking would have been high enough if they were incarnations of the nebulas, but they shouldn't have been eligible to come here. I guess there were other 6-man cards. I guess this was the reason why Jihei and Pildu's ranks moved up suddenly. But even if the six-mans hunted down the Demon King, the scenarios wouldn't be completed. In other words, they died for nothing. Yeah, okay, were the Nebulas so quiet these past few days because they spent all their probability here? Interesting. So I was going to say, did the Nebulas do something to try to screw Dokja over? But I think maybe what they specifically did, I mean, I guess it is still trying to screw Dokja over. Maybe they sent them to try to, they spent their probability to try to, force them to complete the scenario or something in order to mess things up before Dokja could get to it. But I'm not quite sure. They both react. Could it be? And then they both rush at the same time and dash down the hall. Please, Constellations, what on earth are you doing? And we're having another... I love the Dokkaebi whenever we get to see more Dokkaebi designs. You know you shouldn't be doing something like this. Aren't you taking the Starstream too lightly? I can't believe you used Deus Ex Machina for something like this. We have a circle of them. Deus Ex Machina, the power that lets the constellations intervene in the scenario by paying a great cost. I know how much you care about your incarnations, but the scenario doesn't end even if you intervene. Be young. Why on earth did you do such a thing? It seems you're close to perishing. Okay. And is this the 73rd? The sort of false Demon King? Wow, that is an insanely cool cliffhanger. How long was that? It was only 7 minutes. I'll do one more. I'll go for one more. So yeah, really good. Or, gosh, I don't know. Do I do one more? Or do I just wait and do 3 next week? I'll do one more, which means either 3 next week, 3 the week after, or if you really want me to do 4, then it'll be 2 next week and then 4 the week after. Unless this is 2 or 3 minutes long, but I doubt it. We'll see though. Either way, again, I'm not going to rush through things just to fit in more chapters. Either way though, we get to still read 214. This is really good. I mentioned all the small things that I liked as I read through the chapter, but there are just a lot of small things that were really, really, really good. So let's go read 214. We start with the injury to the 73rd Demon King. The 73rd Demon King is currently dead. And then they're surprised. So is this something that's going to mess things up? Because if he's already dead, maybe they can't complete the scenario and that's the idea? What? Is that thing dead? The Demon King's already dead. Then what'll happen to the scenario? Is it over already? Hold on. So the incarnations who weren't eligible to participate killed the Demon King with the support of the nebulae despite the probability storm's aftermath. At a glance, and that's why the probability storm was coming off of them, maybe they screwed things, they basically sacrificed their incarnations by having them kill the Demon King when they weren't supposed to, and then just let them die to the probability storm. So they sacrificed their pawns in order to screw over Dokja here. At a glance it looks as if the scenario will come to an end, but the Starstream's main scenarios aren't that simple. The Starstream has restored the scenario's balance. It wasn't during the 73rd Demon King scenario, but I remember seeing something similar in TWSA. The constellations rioted and caused the scenario to malfunction. What happened then? The Starstream has corrected the probability error. The main scenario has been updated. The 73rd Demon King is dead. Are they going to try to pit the two teams against each other or something? That would be a tough thing for them to try to figure out what to do about. But we still need the 73rd Demon King, since we have to hunt him down to progress through the scenario. Then what would the Starstream do to resolve this contradiction? Are they going to revive him, or are they going to make a new one? Hey, isn't that... And if anything, if they do revive him or make a new one, are they going to make him stronger? And that's going to screw with the scenario that Dokja and Junghyeok have to deal with. Junghyeok rushes in. Again, Dokja mentioned making stupid decisions that get yourself killed. Junghyeok, and he tries to grab onto it. We have the dark energy flowing out. Kim Dokja, you better keep your promise. The Grand Jewel's chosen a candidate for the next 73rd Demon King. This is awful, because if we, like, you're a regressor. If they kill you, we don't know if they get to continue their timeline or not. It is your final goal to reach the end of all scenarios. Can you promise me that you won't give up on that goal of yours no matter what? A new 73rd Demon King will be elected. And then, Junghyeok, you bastard. Yeah, I feel like this was a dumb move. And honestly, I feel like Dokja's too kind to go along with killing somebody because, well, I mean, like, killing an innocent person. Well, they're not that innocent. I was going to say that Dokja wouldn't say, hey, let's just give it to Pildu and kill him. I mean, like, or give it to Solwa and kill her. Dokja wouldn't do that because that's playing into what the constellations want. Saying, oh, we wouldn't kill somebody because of the scenario. Well, I mean, you know, or saying that, well, he wouldn't, you know, do something like that. It's like, okay, well, technically, but I think what I'm trying to say is that he wouldn't do something like that to go along with what the Star Stream wants. So we have part 5. And we have Dokja's mom back at the place with everyone else. Wow, that's some thunder. You seem very worried. Maybe it's because I'm not used to being a mother. No one ever is. You could spend a lifetime and still not get used to that. Did we ever find out why the old lady was locked up? Because it's so funny just seeing her still in the prison jumpsuit. The child will come back alive, so don't worry too much. Okay, was it last chapter when I kind of got distracted by the intrusive thought? The intrusive thought was kind of the sort of the person who went along with the team, Dokja's mom, sort of right-hand woman. The intrusive thought hit me of MILF, but I was like, MILF, but I'm not allowed to say that. I'm not allowed to say that because I don't know what she did to get in prison, so, you know, but here I am, here I said it. And then you could spend a lifetime still not get used to that. The child will come back alive, so don't worry too much. I hope so, but fate seemed to believe otherwise. What on earth could that have been? And she still has writing bits attached to her. I seem to be recovering rather slowly. It was some kind of wall. So we have somebody who has witnessed the fourth wall. And when that wall consumed me, I was faced with the presence inside the wall. Okay, this is nuts. So we're getting a little bit about what was in the wall and what could have been talking from the other side. Then how can my son survive? How can he escape that damn fate he's cursed with? There's only one way to escape fate. Kim Dokja already knows how. So this doesn't feel like alternate Dokja to me. It could still be, but this doesn't feel like some like future Dokja. This feels more like potentially the author. If the author isn't also Dokja. And then we're back to the candidate chosen by the Grand Jewels evolving into a Demon King. Junghyeok, you bastard. Is he gonna try to maybe... Can he turn back time on him or something? Oh? Sangha coming in clutch? Hold on. She pulls the jewel away. Dokja. Okay. So, Sangha, like, kind of like massive W here. The MVP. Succession of the Demon King's been cancelled. Hold on to that thing and don't ever use it. Okay. Don't get in my way. I knew something like this would happen. And we have Seyoung. I told you, didn't I? The only thing Junghyeok is ever concerned about is himself. That's not true. We have to put a stop to him. Or we have to stop him. He'll kill everyone after he becomes the Demon King. and clear the scenario by himself. We already have the hand coming in. And she's thrown into another of herself. That's not what he's doing. Master, what on earth's gotten into you? Junghyeok, don't fight back. He's probably trying to sacrifice himself, but I think that's very, very stupid of him. Out of my way, Dokja. I'll be the one who becomes the Demon King. What are you on about? Why are you doing this all of a sudden? You of all people should know why. There's only one way to clear the scenario. The updated scenario. Now we see, claim the Grand Jewel to become the new king, or by killing the new king. So you either become it, or... Well, in that case, wouldn't it be not actually that bad? Because then you would have Demon King Yu Junghyeok and Constellation Dokja. And that, like, if it's an or thing, like become or kill, it's like if you can clear the scenario by just becoming it, that's basically just a free power-up, right? Unless you have to stay behind if you're the Demon King. It's another damn scenario where someone has to be sacrificed. So you're going to sacrifice yourself, are you? Kill me and move on to the next scenario. So, or might just not be a great translation, since it seems like you would have to kill whoever becomes the Demon King. Why would you do something like that all of a sudden? Because this is the right thing to do. I'm used to pain. I'm also used to dying. You know that already, don't you? What's going on? This isn't the Yu Junghyeok I know. The Junghyeok I know would never do something like this. Is it because he's been changed? Because of all of Dokja's meddling? Oh well. So either way, I'm going to end things here, and either next week we can do 3 and then 3 the week after, or we can do 2 next week and 4 after. Either way, just tell me what you would prefer. But that was a really fun 3 chapters. I feel like for some of these, my emotions were all over the place. I was getting dragged in one direction and dragged the next. But it was just so good, once again. Really, really good, really, really fun. And yeah, I guess there's not too much else to say because I felt like I did a pretty good job of discussing as we were reading through. But either way, I'll end things here. Thank you so much. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my thoughts or reaction. Subscribe for more ORV, much more on the channel. Like I said, if you have any suggestions for other videos for ORV other than reactions or anything, just let me know. And I'll try to get to them if I can. If I actually personally have enough to say about that topic, or if not, I can maybe just throw them in one of the reviews or something and talk about that topic, or any topic for any of the specific arcs when I get to those specific arcs, if you want me to talk about that topic when it comes to that arc, just as a reminder, just in case. I mean, I was probably going to talk about it anyway because I'm going to take notes and everything, but you know, just to make sure I don't forget if there's anything you want to make sure I touch upon. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. If you'd like to help support the channel by sharing things around or by dropping a super thanks, that's really, really appreciated. But if you want to help support the channel and get your name at the end of videos and get One Piece videos early, then you can hit join down below to become a member, or go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or a link will be in the description to become a member or patron. Thank you so much to people who are already members and patrons. Thank you to chosen regulars Evan Holly and Bertie Wooster, Magical Girls Efranono, J.A. and the D-Ban, Sheridan students David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Elements Pate Diallo and Elsa the Storyteller. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.